Okay, so you've brought us a really interesting source today that's making a big promise.
That's right. It's aimed directly at teachers, promising to help them reclaim their time and, importantly, their passion for teaching.
Exactly. And our mission here is to really dig into that source material and see how it claims to deliver on. It's a pretty bold claim.
It really is. Because the core problem it tacks into is so real, isn't it? Teachers getting bogged down with, lesson prep, endless grading.
Yeah, all that stuff that takes away from the actual meaningful teaching.
Precisely. So the question is, how does this specific platform propose to, well, fix that?
Okay, let's unpack this then. The first part is time saving. The text mentions a tireless digital teaching assistant. Sounds a bit like marketing speak.
It does, a little bit. But the mechanics behind it seem to target two huge time sinks. It's about automation.
Right. How
It-
exactly? What's it automating?
So first, it automates creating personalized exercises for every single student. The source calls this differentiation and practice.
Personalized for every student? That alone sounds like a massive time saver. Manually doing that is, well, huge.
It is. And it mentions deep personalization using adaptive AI. So the idea is the teacher is basically relieved of that whole task of creating endless variations of practice work.
Okay, that's one function. What's the second part of this automation engine?
Feedback, instant feedback. The source uses the term instant actionable feedback.
Okay, instant. That's critical, isn't it, for actually learning and building skills quickly?
Absolutely. It talks about low latency correction. We're not talking about getting papers back days later. We're
Yeah.
talking seconds.
Wow. So the student makes a mistake and they know almost immediately.
Exactly, which stops them from practicing something the wrong way over and over.
Yeah.
It cuts off those potential learning roadblocks really early.
Okay, so the time-saving aspect seems clear. The digital assistant handles the repetitive stuff, creating exercises, providing that instant correction. But saving time doesn't automatically bring back passion. How does it connect to that side of the promise?
Well, that's the goal shift, right? The automation isn't just for efficiency's sake. The text says it frees the teacher to focus on what they do best,
Which is?
inspiring students, leading discussions, providing targeted support, the human element, the parts of teaching that are actually fulfilling.
Right. Okay, now here's where I think it gets really interesting. The source says the platform helps teachers identify and address student misconceptions early before they become roadblocks.
Yes, that's key.
So wait, it's not just about speed. It actually changes how mistakes are viewed. It mentions treating them as valuable diagnostic data, not failures.
That's the core idea, I think. It reframes errors because the feedback is instant and presumably private. Maybe students feel safer making mistakes, and each mistake becomes a data point.
Data for the teacher.
Exactly. Real-time performance data. It allows the teacher to see exactly where a student, or maybe the whole class, is struggling. Then they can step in with effective and targeted instruction.
Based on actual evidence, not just a hunch later on.
Precisely. It enables that timely intervention the source talks about.
Okay, so let me try and synthesize this. What it all means, based on this text, is you've got this tool that handles the grunt work, the personalized practice, the instant grading.
Right. The repetitive, time-consuming tasks.
And that efficiency then empowers the teacher. It frees them up not just to have more time, but to use that time for higher level teaching, inspiring, discussing, and intervening effectively because they have this diagnostic data.
That's the picture the source paints. Efficiency leading to effectiveness and ultimately a more fulfilling teaching experience. It complements the teacher, it doesn't replace them.
A strategic tool for differentiation and practice that empowers the human.
Well put. And perhaps the final thought for you, our listener, is this. If a system really can turn grading time into inspiration time by treating mistakes as valuable data, what's the biggest, most stubborn student misconception you'd want to tackle first with that kind of insight?